Morning and welcome back to the KR Daily Transmission. It's wonderful to be here with you. This week, we're focusing on our Keycode mentor, Mother Mary. And we're also focusing today on one of our important topics for March, which is communication. And in particular with Mother Mary, we focus upon the intuitive divine dialogue that is always happening between you and your higher self, you and your source, whatever you call God. And today we're going to be reading from her Keycode for initiation in the Sophia Code on page 185. We're going to be looking at teachings that highlight the power of communication, the power of your intuitive direct connection to source, and the power of recognizing how all of creation is communicating to you and to your awareness. I'm going to check the comment feed and see how everyone is doing this morning. Let's see. Hi. Good morning. Yay. So beautiful to see everyone tuning in live. So again, if you're just arriving, feel free to introduce yourself. Share if you're a Sophia Circle leader in the Sophia Code movement. We love to highlight our leaders. If you're interested in leading Sophia Circle journeys through the Sophia Code, our next Sophia Circle certification training begins this September 2022. Good morning, everyone. Feel free to share where you're watching live from, or if you're watching in the replay, go ahead and say hello in that comment replay field. So feel free to also say hello to our team angels in the chat, and they're here to also answer any questions for you that may come up during this morning's teachings. Good morning, Jade. Jade is one of our certified Sophia Circle leaders, and it's great to see you coming on live. And Sophia Grace, who's coming to Austin, she recently won our live giveaway, where I'll be teaching live in Austin this May 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. She just popped on too, and she says she's just finishing up with her Sophia Circle leadership training, so that's exciting. Welcome, Joy from Paris. Hi, Mindy. Thanks for supporting our team angels. They do rock. Donna here as a Sophia Circle leader, a certified Sophia Circle leader. Veronica is also one of our Sophia Circle leaders. And if you are interested in getting to know our Sophia Circle leaders, go to my free resources at kaira.com, and there is a directory. It's there, and also in Sophia Circle Leadership, there's a directory where you can get in touch with any of these Sophia Circle leaders and discover how you can go on a Sophia Circle journey with them through every chapter of the Sophia Code. Someone's writing in, is there a payment plan for Austin? Absolutely. My team angels can absolutely help you with the empowerment payment plan that we have, which is extremely generous. We are definitely putting that call out to make it as easy as possible for you to attend Austin live, because miracles happen when the Sophia Code community comes together for these leadership immersives. And just a side note, I'll be offering something that I've only ever offered at our VIP immersives. It's something that I call Step Up to the Mic with Kaia Ra. The Step Up to the Mic sessions are absolutely life-changing. You're going to feel yourself and discover yourself on stage in a way that you've never felt yourself before. Even if you are a professional speaker, oh my God, the opportunity to go even deeper into your sovereign empowerment is incredible. So of course, it's not a requirement to join us on stage in Austin, but because everyone who does choose to have a Step Up to the Mic session, everyone's opportunity of learning on stage with me is an opportunity of learning for everyone. Like the container of learning that we offer at live events is so multidimensional. It's so empowering. You're going to walk away with your life completely changed. There's when you show up to one of the Sophia Code events, there's life before and then there's life after, and it's always going to be significantly accelerated after where you're headed on your path. So good to see everyone coming on live. We do have a forum if you're interested in learning more about our Austin event, meeting other people who are coming to Austin, making co-creative travel plans. Feel free to reach out to my team angels here on the live chat or at kaira.com. You can always email us directly. So it's going to be so great to see you all live in Austin. So again, today, thanks. It's so great to see everyone joining live. Please feel free to go ahead and like this video as we go live. And we are going to be reading from Mother Mary's Chapter 9 teachings in the Sophia Code, her Keycode 3 initiation. I'm going to take another sip of coffee here. Okay. So one of our main topics for March is communication. And it's important for us to understand that, again, remember, communication goes both ways. Communication is a process of actively listening and also learning how to step into your authentic expression. Please excuse my eyes. I am still opening my eyes. I'm just recovering from a very early workout. So, okay, and we are going to start at the bottom of page 185. And what this is, Mother Mary's teaching us, is that when we are in communion with our higher self, when we are listening for the messages of our higher self, we start to realize that everything in creation can be used for the divinity within you to speak to your consciousness. We've all had an experience where a bird appears out of nowhere when you're having a breakthrough, or someone has a spontaneous conversation with you or spontaneously appears to help you in a moment that you have no idea how they arrived, what could have brought them there in that moment. That's your divinity orchestrating reality for your highest potential, your greatest joy, and your most loving empowerment. And this passage we're going to read from Mother Mary's Keycode 3 initiation is initiating you into a deeper communion for your experience of communication, both how you receive the communication of this world, speaking on behalf of your divinity, and how you are communicating back into that communion to your higher self, to Sophia, God, Divine Mother, Divine Father, whatever you call that energy, that consciousness. This is really, really important. It's one of the things that we teach about the most in the Sophia Code Mystery School. It's absolutely paramount for you to continue to study how reality is communicating to you, the direction of your higher self, the divine guidance, the signs, the synchronicities, the miracles of your higher self every day. Because the more you notice how reality is speaking to you, how it's communicating to you, the more you're going to lift your wings and rise up and know how to navigate these very extreme times on the planet. I really want to speak to, just for a moment, like, it's important for us to all understand that the news is ramping up in a massive global propaganda campaign to keep everyone on the planet in absolute terror and fear of what's unfolding in this geopolitical chess game. And I was actually channeling Mother Mary last night while I was working on my book, and she was sharing, just how important it is to remember that it's not by shutting down our hearts, but it's by keeping them open to this divine communion, keeping your hearts open to your higher self embodiment that allows for you to navigate any experience, no matter what part of the world you're in, through empowerment, grace, and miraculous divine interventions that are going to support you to always step into safety, abundance, health, well-being, co-creation. it's just important for us to understand that it's always a choice to keep our heart open to the goodness of life, even as the matrix programming would have us believe that we need to fall into despair, fear, and contraction. It's a choice. It's a choice that you as a light worker, you as an angel on earth, are choosing to bravely make every day, to stay in that divine communication between your heart and the heart of God, between your heart and the soul of your higher self, between your heart and the ascended masters and your spiritual guides. It's a choice. It's a sovereign free will choice that the fear mongers would have you be distracted from all day long. And so when we come, this is, why I was guided to do the KR daily transmission 5 days a week this year, because in response to what's unfolding, I could see how important it was for us to have a safe sanctuary to gather on a daily basis, to feel into our spiritual practice, to deepen in these teachings of sovereignty. No matter what is unfolding in this world, your sovereign divinity is an invincible light. You are not a slave to this matrix. You do not have to play by the rules of this matrix. You are able to access the laws of creation, the laws of God, the heart of God, guiding you in miraculous ways beyond most people's human understanding. And it's important for you to tap into that sovereign creative power that's always communicating to you your next steps of empowerment in every moment of every day. So let's take a moment to invoke Mother Mary and read this beautiful Keycode 3 initiation together to be reminded of how we are being communicated by the Holy Spirit of our higher self, by the presence of God, and to really embrace that communion and that communication on a whole new level. If you're feeling what I'm sharing, it's perfectly great to write in the top in the chat and or also in the replay comment feed. Feel free to share what it's been like for you to keep choosing love over fear, what it's been like for you to practice keeping your heart open to this divine communion that you have access to in all circumstances. I love feeling at reading your feedback and knowing where you're at in your journey. So the bottom of 185, we're going to start with the third to last paragraph. And this paragraph begins with acting as the Holy Spirit. My higher self guides me in the fulfillment of my destiny by orchestrating the alignment of manifestations such as objects, locations, nature, animals, individuals, community, and life events to speak directly to my heart. My higher self resources all of creation to speak these clear teachings, messages, and instructions for me to accomplish every step of my soul's destiny. My higher self, acting as my Holy Spirit, guides me through every initiation, every open door, and every step of my evolution by orchestrating all of creation to speak directly to my awareness with consistency and clarity. I easily recognize the voice of my own Holy Spirit, higher self, spoken through an orchestrated messenger because its message is always loving, truthful, illuminating, positive, encouraging, healing, and reflects back to me an intuition or truth that I am already aware of. With eyes to see and ears to hear, I am now conscious of my higher self speaking directly to me as the Holy Spirit through all of creation. I place my faith in what is worthy of being trusted. I place my faith in the omniscient, multidimensional power of the Holy Spirit within me as my higher self. Speaking to me now and always through all of creation, my higher self is ever guiding me in the fulfillment of my soul's destiny. So let's take a moment together to really consider in this moment, we welcome the presence of Mother Mary to be standing with you side by side, heart to heart, eye to eye, to allow the resonance of this reading from her Keycode 3 initiation to fill every cell of your body. We invite you to visualize that beautiful circle of empowerment with those 8 revealed keycodes from section 2 of the Sophia Code. White Buffalo Woman standing with you in the north. Isis standing with you in the northeast. Hathor standing with you in the east. Green Tara standing with you in the southeast. Mother Mary with her arms wide open to you in the south. Mary Magdalene in the southwest. Kuan Yin in the west, and the Holy Seraphim, the Sophia Dragons in the northwest. In the center of your circle and the very fullness of your body courses the divine light, the holy waters, the consciousness of your higher self, also known as the Holy Spirit in the Bible, that descends into this world of form as your soul and gives life to your body. And we bless this communion that your soul is in with your human body. Your human body has its own consciousness that is, of course, a manifestation of your higher self as the Holy Spirit, but also as a co-creative communion with the earth. And so this morning, we also give thanks for Mother Earth. That is a part of grounding, guiding, and anchoring your body's consciousness here in these extremely pivotal times of change. I call forth and welcome Mother Mary to bring a deep peace of serenity to your heart. Today, I am wearing her pendant on the dove side, this beautiful dove that says in Hebrew, Shekinah, which is the divine presence, the indwelling of the divine feminine aspects of God within us. And this is a victorious dove with a high priestess moon and dragon scales and these sacred flames rising up from the winged dove. And I just feeling into that communion that the Holy Spirit has been written about for centuries, like how this presence of God, the Divine Mother, Divine Father, exists within us as this Holy Spirit gave us a soul that is an aspect of itself. And to feel Mother Mary assuring us that this is the time not to shut our hearts down, but to open our hearts, to open our wings, and to be the peace that passeth all understanding at this time, both for your own heart and as a wayshower for others, that no matter what is happening on the news, you know what's happening in your heart. And if you are being called to act in any situation, you're going to know how to do that, that action step in a very clear way, because your higher self and the Ascended Masters are guiding you in all ways. That's why we call in the circle of empowerment every day. That's why we activate the divine genome with these Keycode initiations. That's why we gather to focus our consciousness in Sophia Christ consciousness, also known as Buddha consciousness. We return to this consciousness knowing that this consciousness is a higher, multidimensional, omniscient perspective as revealed here in her initiation. It's an omniscient, multidimensional power of the Holy Spirit, your higher self within you. And it's always speaking to you, always, through all of creation, so that you are ever guided in the fulfillment of your soul's destiny. I mean, how remarkable, how reassuring is that to know that there is a divinity within you. There's a consciousness of your higher self that is always in communion, both with your body and with all of creation. And that means that this entire world becomes an interface for your divinity to guide you in unexpected and miraculous ways. And in the very ordinary day-to-day decisions that you're making that can be made through love, that can be made through harmony, that can be made through a grounded and persistent anchoring of Christ consciousness within your body, heart, mind, and daily life choices. When we take the time to dial into source, we no longer react, we choose to respond to life. And we have the capacity to listen to how life is communicating to us. Again, life can communicate to you through any manifestation, through other people, through being guided to new locations, new experiences, definitely through nature, animals, birds, through the weather. There are so many messages that are sometimes brought to us with a light breeze to get our attention. It's important to understand that you are surrounded by so many guardian angels, so many spiritual guides, and of course, the ascended masters of the Sophia Dragon Tribe and Mother Mary's Sacred Heart that are protecting you and guiding you into your greatest empowerment as a living angel on earth. In closing, I would like to welcome Mother Mary to step forward, and I'm witnessing her grace stepping forward. She's surrounded in these seraphim blue flames, and I'm feeling, I'm witnessing all of these blue red rose petals as well. And she's sending out a blessing to everyone watching live and on the replay. This transmutation of lower level fears, anxieties that are perfectly reasonable to feel, given the enormous amount of global propaganda that we are being inundated with every single day of our life. And it's beautiful to feel the presence of Mother Mary coming forward at this time, blessing your heart, reassuring your heart. And if there's any fear or anxiety that you would like to hand over to Mother Mary, to be able to create more space in your heart for this communion to deepen between you and your higher self today, you and God, Mother Mary is here as a spiritual guide to support you in letting go of that fear or anxiety that's just no longer serving you. What if that fear or anxiety was taking up so much space that could be used for practicing positive affirmations, for really going within and loving the one within you that may feel afraid and speaking in a very confident, loving way to that part of yourself? There's so many opportunities for us that we can get really creative in our self-love communication with our own heart, with our guides, and with life. That's going to keep us outside of that destructive, terrifying fear that is everywhere right now, and keep us in the joy of continuing to co-create a sovereign paradigm that must and always begin with us first. Always. It starts in our own heart first, and in our own life. And as we become more comfortable and familiar with who we really are as sovereign divine beings, we begin to walk in this world with the confidence of God, with the confidence of the masters, knowing that we no longer need to doubt ourselves for the divine inheritance that was already given to us when our soul was created in the image and likeness of God. And this is a message that I hear over and over again in the presence of Mother Mary, how much she longs for us to embrace our divinity and to no longer suffer for our divinity, to fully embrace the sovereign creative power that is always communicating to us new choices, new options, and spiritual guidance to our own awareness when we become still and present enough to receive that communication directly from the Holy Spirit of our higher selves. Thanks everyone so much for taking this moment together as an international community to come and be held by Mother Mary, to reflect upon how all of creation is working with us in this prayer for global peace, but most importantly for the peace of our own hearts, which becomes a beacon of attunement for others. I look forward to being again with you tomorrow live for the KR Daily Transmission here on YouTube at Kaia Ra Official. Please feel free to subscribe to our channel if these daily transmissions are helping your spiritual practice. And if you have any questions about the Sophia Code or what we're offering as a mystery school, or if you're interested in joining us live in Austin, Texas, feel free to reach out to my team angels at kaira.com. We love you all so much. Have a brilliant, beautiful day or evening wherever you are. Namaste. We've got this, angels.